but I was like, you're good, right? There she is.
Hi.
It's funny because Hannah's face is up, but your name is under her. Samantha.
It
Samantha.
does. Yeah, Hannah.
That's okay.
We need to switch.
Summer Miles.
There we go.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Hannah McDonald. There you go. Now you have the official title. Is Cruz coming too tonight?
Yes.
Yay.
You get all of us.
Awesome. Hi, Diane. I see you on there.
Hi.
Oh, and there's Stasia. I haven't seen you forever.
Except it says you're me.
You did.
Everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
We have about 5 more minutes, so we're just going to hang tight till everybody kind of gets on here.
Hey, Hannah. See my bottom half, Sam?
Huh?
There's Cruz. Hi, Cruz.
Hey, Ms. Bean. How are you?
I'm good. It was a sad day today. I had to go into my classroom and clean it out.
Yeah, jeez.
And I had to give you a grade.
Yeah, I saw right now.
Yeah. We get to actually, it's just not for teacher aides. Like it's usually just like pass fail. And this year we had to actually give you a grade and put a category in and a grade in. I was like, wow, this is new.
Okay, yeah.
So I hope you are okay with that.
Yeah. Thank you, Ms. Bean.
You're welcome. All right, just a few more minutes. I think we probably have a few more people joining us. Okay, well, it is now 5:59 on my computer, so I would like to get going with this. I see that there's quite a few people here. I'm Mrs. Bean, and I'm a teacher at Carson High School. Hi, and tonight's presentation will be done by Partnership Carson City, and they have been actively a part of this whole partnership with me at the high school throughout the year, or throughout the spring semester with the Family Engagement Series. And I want to thank them. There's several people here. It's Hannah McDonald. She's the executive director. Hannah, if you just want to wave. And Samantha Sazoika, I think I said it right. And she is the youth coordinator. And Stasia is next on the screen. And she, I don't know actually what your total title is, Stasia.
Stacia.
Stasia.
That's a hard one. I'm the deputy director for PCC.
Oh, okay, deputy director, okay. And then we have Diana Alonso and Cruz Bolnemer, and they are both youth. They're youngins. And Diana, if you want to tell them your title.
So I am the Hispanic Outreach Coordinator and Community Health Worker for Partnership Carson City.
And then Cruz, do you want to tell them your title as well?
Yeah, I'm the Community Prevention Coordinator.
Yeah, so you might have seen, if you're in my class, you might have seen Diana and Cruz both do presentations to my students about the drugs, what is it called, doTERRA bags, and what did you do the presentation on, Diana? The naloxone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have them present to us quite often while we're in school, but because we're doing remote learning, I wanted to bring them all on to tell them what resources there are here in the community and what they can do for you. So I want to welcome them and again, thank them for partnering with me and offering the Family Engagement Series throughout the spring. So with that, I will turn it over to Hannah. I just want a couple of reminders down at the bottom of your screen. There's a chat box, so if you have any questions or want to comment on anything, please click on the chat box and type it in. I will be monitoring that and bring up your questions. Also, please keep your computer on mute in respect of the presenters. So with that, we'll get going and welcome to everybody.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I am Hannah McDonald. Thank you for the introduction, Ms. Bean. I am the Executive Director of Partnership Carson City. And what I'm going to talk to you guys about is a little bit about what a coalition is. So you kind of understand when we're coming into your classrooms or we're coming into your school, you know who we are and you know why we're there and kind of like just the basis of what a coalition is. I'm going to share my screen with you so you guys can see my presentation. But I am going to ask, I know that you guys don't like being on video, or maybe you're just like hanging out in your PJs, but if you would, I would love for you to join us on video. It makes it so much more interactive for us, because otherwise we're just staring at people we see all the time. Thank you.
There you go. Look at everybody. Oh, it's so exciting.
Thank you.
I miss it.
And Claire. And hey, Miles, I have a son named Miles too, so that's pretty awesome, spelt the same way. All right. Yeah, there's another Miles on here. All right, I'm going to share my screen with you guys. All right, can I get a thumbs up if you guys can see it?
Yeah, I can.
Awesome. Well, I'm not going to enter into slideshow because sometimes it freezes. So we're just going to stay like this for the presentation. Okay. So the basis of Partnership Carson City is our focuses are education, prevention, and results. And so we always want to focus on, are we doing what we set out to do? So we are the coalition serving Carson, and our mission is to foster a healthy community by building strong families, successful youth, through education, collaboration, and engagement of our citizens. And it's really simple. Ideally, we just want to come together to share education, share ideas, share decision making so that we can all live in a comfortable, positive, and peaceful community. So what is a coalition? I know this question kind of comes up a lot, like what do you do? What is PCC? So a coalition supports a collaboration between individuals in the community and service providers in the community. And what we call those individuals are partners. And each partner has their own identity when they sit at the table. So if we have a table of 15 people, each one of you are still your own people, but we all have a common goal or a common message that we want to promote within the community. And PCC is one of 10 coalitions that serve the 17 counties in Nevada. Some of those coalitions serve multiple counties because their counties are so small or the population is not large enough to have multiple coalitions. We're lucky enough to get to serve our capital and to serve the best city in Nevada. So some of our forces, we have task forces of people that we partner with and groups that we convene for certain issues. And so we facilitate the collaboration among these groups and these individuals. There's the Carson City Behavioral Health Task Force, and that group focuses strictly on behavioral health and how it relates to youth, the young adults, the seniors, whoever it is in the community. They bring in funding opportunities to help strengthen mental health and behavioral health issues in the community. We work with our school resource officers very closely. They're some of our most favorite partners to work with, actually. And now we sit on a committee with them, helping make better decisions for your school and decisions that involve a youth perspective so that you're not being forgotten when we make these decisions and that we're not adults coming in and stomping all over what is your territory. We have the Community Action Agency, which we call CAN, and CAN is our coalition membership group. Membership is free, but it is where every service agency that wants to be a partner of our coalition comes to. We have a monthly meeting, we sit down, we have breakfast, and you receive a training or a presentation of some sort, and then you can also receive a lot of information and updates from those other community partners. That partnership has an average of 40 attendees from all different agencies. We have Key Flag, who supports gays, lesbians, and families. We have Fish, who support the homeless, Carson City Health and Human Services. We have the hospital. The group is endless, and so those resources are boundless as well. We have our police task force, which is a group that I help run, and it is task force groups from FBI, DEA, Carson City Sheriff's Office, our gang unit, our juvenile probation unit, alternative sentencing. So it's all law enforcement groups, and we look at a larger perspective in more adult-related issues. A steering committee is something that most coalitions or most nonprofits have, and that steering committee helps guide you in the direction of what they hear going on in the community as well. And so people who sit on the steering committee normally have a high position in the community. So we have some judges, we have couple officers, we have the sheriff and the mayor, we have the Chamber of Commerce, and those people are really embedded into the community and they really can see issues from a different perspective. And then the Nevada Statewide Coalition Partnership, some of you got to listen to Linda talk a couple weeks ago for a few minutes, and she runs what we call the Coalition of Coalitions. It's a group of which all of the 10 coalitions in Nevada sit on, and we help make decisions about statewide issues and statewide goals. So we don't only focus in on our community, but we focus in on Nevada as a whole. And so this is just a small list of some of the partners in prevention that we have. I'll let you look through that. I don't want to bore you with it. The list, like I said, is endless. It's very long, but these are some of the ones that are on multiple task forces with us and multiple initiatives with us as well. I don't want to go on if you guys have any questions. Are there any questions? None? Okay. So as a coalition, you try to set priorities. Our coalition has a substance abuse prevention education priority and a health and wellness priority. I didn't list everything out for you. I just wanted you to get a little bit of what our #1 priorities are. So we focus on prescription drugs and heroin, the illicit and misuse of them, how to use them properly, safe disposal, which is Cruz's #1 initiative for his position. We have a prescription drug monitoring program that we helped coordinate with our legislature and doctors and service providers and our pharmacies as well in the state. We do safe needle disposal, educating the community on what to do with your needles, whether you're using them for medicinal purposes or illicit purposes. It's important that we dispose of them safely. And then we also focus on pain management, which is some of our more fun programs. We have yoga, which we've been hosting every Monday night virtually. And when we don't have to be virtual anymore, it'll still be Monday nights. And then we have wellness classes. So in the summers with our Hispanics moms groups, we have exercise and strength classes to really focus in on how to manage pain in an appropriate way. And then alcohol and marijuana. I know some of you have seen Samantha or Diana and Cruz come into your class and talk to you about these subjects, but the focus is underage use, education. We have alcohol server training classes. So Samantha teaches a class where she shows those who are going to be selling or serving alcohol how to check IDs properly so that they're not selling to minors. We have drinking and driving education. We have sport alcohol programs, simulation programs where you can type on a computer and see what you actually function like under some alcohol vision goggles. And then we also, oh no, I'm so sorry you guys, my fingers got the best of me, hold on. You can't ask a 30-year-old to do anything techie, hold on. Okay. Are we back? Can you guys see my screen again? Okay, sorry about that. And then we also work with our local community to help enforce laws that protect youth and families as it relates to alcohol, marijuana, prescription drugs, and over-the-counter medications. And these are just some of them continued. It's always a goal that we help provide comprehensive fact-based information and education to our families as it relates to substance abuse prevention. We provide community members with resources. We have a whole resource library when you walk into our office. So as you journey through high school and you need resources for school or projects or what have you, we have a library that can help you. We provide the community with the most current research available on emerging drug trends. So we are always doing whatever we can to know what's changing, and if that means listening to music to try to understand slang or getting on Twitter to understand what's going on in the community, we are doing whatever we can to stay up to date. And most of all, we always try to listen to you. We like to create opportunities for youth to be engaged in prevention. Prevention isn't anything if youth aren't the driving force. You are the future and you know what works far more than we ever will. And coming from a perspective of someone who was in prevention, I was heavily involved in prevention in high school. It really, really does work when it comes from the youth's voice. The goal is to ultimately prevent the onset of underage drinking and drug use and help reduce that progression of substance abuse later in life. So we might not always be able to prevent someone from using. But if we can delay that onset to allow that brain to develop and have a more full and enriched life, then that's what we want to do. And then we also do some other things. Not everything we do is substance abuse prevention. For many years, we had a diabetes education program in Spanish and in English, and we're always looking for new opportunities to expand wellness and health outside of just substance abuse alone. So how do we do everything we do? My job is to make sure that I secure funding. And so I write grants to local, state, and federal governments, and I search for settlement dollars to help bring funds into the community. And then with those funds, we help subgrant or contract with local partners to help provide prevention programs in the community. We are not the only providers of prevention, but many of those that are providing prevention in the community receive the money from us to do what it is that they do best. And we also have some other great opportunities that we provide. We have an education enrichment fund, which helps students in our community who just may not have enough money to pay a lab fee, or to pay the rental for an instrument, or to buy football cleats, the opportunity to get what they need so that they can continue with their goals and the dreams and aspirations that they have in school. And then we have an educators mini grant. We offer educators in our community to apply for funds to us up to $2,000 so that they can be a part of prevention as well and offer programs during the school year and during the summer. And then one of our biggest projects that we do every 2 years is what we call a community assessment and community prevention plan. And the plan is comprised of local, state, and national data, and it helps us kind of drive where we need to go over the next couple of years and help us predict what we may see going on. So, you know, in school, you take these surveys and it asks you, in the last 30 days, have you used alcohol? In the last 20 days, have you done this? We use that data, that they call it YRBS data, to help us decide what do we need to do to help better educate our youth, better educate our families and the community. And then we put it into a prevention plan. And it's about a 70-page book of prevention planning. And then we also help identify gaps in services, and we develop strategies to address needs, obtain necessary resources. And so this data book that we create also helps lock in and secure funding for us as well, because without that data, no one hands out money. So why a coalition? If the state has money, why do they give it to us? Well, the truth is we know our community best, and we can do it for a lot less money. Currently, we have a budget of just a little bit over $780,000 in grant funds, and that does not include the funds that we keep on an annual basis, just rolling over from one year to the next. Our administrative costs are less than 8%, so you can see that whatever 8% of 780,000 is, whoever gives me that number, we save a lot of money, and we can give a lot of money to community programs that need it. We do everything with four full-time equivalent staff. So even though you see 5 of us on here, not everyone is full-time, and we get it all done with essentially 4 of us full-time. We share responsibilities, goals, and decision-making through leadership, and we take leadership very seriously in our office. It's because I'm the director, I'm not the only leader. Any one of us can lead a goal, an initiative, a project, and many times what is being led is because of what we hear from students. And then you can always guarantee that you're going to get the best information possible, and you're going to get it from a specialist. So we have certified prevention specialists on site. Are there any questions for me before we go over to Stacia?
If you have any questions, you can type them into that chat box at the bottom of your screen.
Or you can ask me too. You don't have to type.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, well, we're gonna move on to Stacia. Stacia is our deputy director, and in that role, she also helps manage all of our sub-grantees. So all of those wonderful people providing programs that we're not providing. And it is now your floor, Stacia.
Hi, everybody. Okay, so when I to describe my job as a grant manager, it is me making sure that my subgrantees are doing everything they're supposed to be doing right. Whether they're following the scope of work, whether they are sending in their request for reimbursements, whether it is anything. It is my job to make sure they are upholding everything that the grant says that they are supposed to do. So what is a subgrantee? A subgrantee receives funding through PCC's grants to provide primary prevention education to the community. Funds are granted through an application process called a request for funds. Hannah. PCC has several funds, and I learned quickly when I started that no funds are the same. I have 4 grants I'd like to go over just to show you kind of what type of grants we have. So first we have our CSSG grant, and CSSG stands for Community Support Services Grant. It awards programs every year with a total of $66,250. The intention is to provide support to critical and vital programs in the community that serve disadvantaged populations in Carson City. PCC also oversees and manages all youth programs. Our SAP grant, which means Substance Abuse Primary Prevention, we were currently awarded $129,475. SAP funds are state funds from Department of Public and Behavioral Health Substance Abuse Prevention and Treatment Agency. Oh, that's a mouthful. These are state funds that are designated for primary prevention services that relate to substance abuse prevention and education. So block grants these are our federal funds that are passed through the state, then to coalitions, and then down to other agencies. PCC's current award is $206,686. This goes to support small one-time contracts for primary prevention. It goes to fund school random drug testing for sports extracurricular activities. It also funds alternative activities for youth. It assists DARE and character counts programs through Carson City Sheriff's Office. Sorry guys, I'm nervous. I'm not good in a crowd. And then lastly, we have our FAST grant, and that is our Forensic Assessment Services Triage Team. And these funds come from the Division of Public and Behavioral Health Bureau of Behavioral Health Wellness and Prevention. Our current award is $313,111. These funds are granted through PCC and then down to 4 other community coalitions, such as Douglas County, Nye County, Churchill County, and Carson County. These programs focus on jail diversion and community reentry programs. Okay, so Ron Wood Family Resource Center they are amazing, and they actually teach 2 programs, one in the CSSG grant and one in the SAP grant. In their CSSG grant, they teach Reach Up, and it is a behavioral mental health program intended to identify, support, and guide Carson City youth aged 3 to 17 years of age. Psychoeducational counseling and support groups for youth in crisis. It helps with teens and youth grief and behavioral issues. It helps in suicide prevention and intervention among teens and young people, and it assists to improve family dynamics. Positive Action is a parenting family communication education workshop. It is an evidence-based program. It is for prevention of substance abuse. It helps with positive family communication and academic enhancement. Okay, so these are many of the resources that Ron Wood Family Resource Center provides for adults, children, infants, families, fosters, and youth. And they go from family engagement program. They have FIRE, managing your emotions as a teen. They have juvenile delinquency and prevention, car seat safety. They have WIC food bank. They have so many things, and there's so much more information on their website, which is below. Ready for the next one, Hannah. Boys and Girls Club of Western Nevada. So they also teach two programs in our CSSG and our SAP grant. They teach teen positive action, drug use prevention, and it's an in-depth learning on the effects of tobacco, alcohol, and drugs. It teaches the importance and results of drug-free living as it relates to success and happiness, and it demonstrates the power of committing positive acts within their community, doing the next right thing. And then they also teach SMART moves, SMART moves stands for skills mastery and resistance training. It is prevention and an education program that addresses problems such as drug and alcohol use and premature sexual activity. Whew. So they have really awesome resources and other things that you can partake at Boys and Girls Club. And it goes from drama to music and art. You can learn character and leadership, education and career, health and lifestyle skills, sports, fitness, and recreation. And I did take this quote from their website. Boys and Girls Club are a safe place to learn, grow, and thrive, all while having fun in a caring environment. And they are amazing. Capital City Circles Initiative. Capital City Circles Initiative is a cooperative community effort to alleviate people out of poverty by intentionally creating relationships across class lines and empowering people in poverty to chart their own course towards self-sufficiency. The one program that they teach is Networks program, and it is prevention substance abuse, which is one of the problems that is tackling a much larger problem, which is poverty and breaking the cycle of poverty. They teach healthy ways of coping with trauma and stress. You're able to form supportive relationships. Families are taught directly about the dangers and consequences of substance abuse and the ways to prevent it. And for more information, you can go to their website. Advocates to end domestic violence. Their mission, which I took from their website, says our mission is to advocate for and empower those impacted by domestic and sexual violence by providing crisis intervention, shelter, supportive, and preventative programs while increasing public awareness to break the pattern of violence. And the program that they teach is teen dating violence prevention. And it provides interactive classes to middle school and high school students to identify dynamics of healthy relationships and to know the red flags in relationships. Because they're not easy to spot. They are easy to spot, but we can be very blind to the red flags. So it's important that we learn about the red flags so we're able to tackle them before it gets any worse. The classes are age appropriate and structured to provide knowledge and prevention about dating violence while offering practical strategies to avoid and leave abusive relationships. Their additional resources are incredible as well, and they do have a crisis call line, and I did add the number below. They have resources for shelters, positive parenting classes, life skills, SARA, sexual assault response advocates, positive action towards hope. They have victim court advocates, support groups, and they also have a lot more information on their website as well. And then lastly, we have PCC's Youth Dental Program. And this is funded by the Harley Davidson Financial, who donates, back up. Harley Davidson Financial donates annually to our CSSG funds for 2 years. The purpose for the dental program is to help students of Carson City School District have appropriate access to dental care to reduce the use of antibiotics and pain relievers. There are only two requirements, and that your child must not be covered by insurance and have chronic dental needs. And then, do you guys have any questions? Because I like to talk over my words a lot.
I didn't know that there was a youth dental program. That's really, really a good thing to know. I didn't know that was available.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dental program has been going on for about 4 years now. And in Diana's role, she helps lead that, as most of our clients for the dental program are Hispanic and need translation. And so that is a huge role that Diana has in helping lead that. But because of it being attached to money, it fell under Stacia's presentation today. But if there's any phone numbers that you guys want us to go back to, or any websites you want us to go back to, just let us know, or we can put them in the chat box for you as well.
And also, Stacia, I know you hit on advocates and domestic violence, and we
Yes.
had them last week as presenters, and I included all of those links and emails and phone numbers and their text hotline as well.
They're great.
Yeah, to my Google Classroom. So hopefully at the end of this presentation, Hannah, you can send me this information and I can post it for resources for my students and their families as well.
100%.
Good, thanks.
Okay, I'm gonna take the floor now. Hi guys, my name is Samantha Zoika. I'm the youth program coordinator for Partnership Carson City. I recognize some of your guys' names on here, so if you guys want to hit me with like a thumbs up or like a hey, what's up in the chat box while I get started sharing my screen. Okay, so I am going to talk about, let's see. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. So I'm going to talk about what I do here at Partnership, and the majority of what I do is youth engagement and running the youth programs. And so if you don't know what a youth program is, that's totally fine, because at the end of this, I hope that you'll understand what it is. And then I hope that you'll actually want to be part of our program too, and then find a way to activate your voice in the community. And I will show you a couple different ways to engage in that. Okay. So PCC offers a plethora of youth programs through Carson City School District, including middle school and high school. So we also work with the elementary schools, and Diana, she does a lot with the elementary schools and she's really great with them. I work primarily with the middle school and high school students. So there is a prevention program at every single middle school and of course the high school here in Carson City. So if you go to Eagle Valley Middle School, we run a program called SOAR. That stands for Students Offering Additional Resources. If you go to Carson Middle School, there's a club called Upstanders. And then for Carson High School, that club is called Represent. So what is a youth program? What is all of this that I'm talking about? So PCC youth programs are meant for youth to be able to have a voice in this community and advocate for topics that they feel are important to themselves and their peers while still maintaining the common basis of substance abuse prevention. All activities and topics of interest are created and implemented throughout the community by the youth with the support of PCC's youth program coordinator. So the cool thing about this youth program is while PCC's mission is to always, focus on overall mental health and well-being and substance abuse prevention, the really cool thing about youth programs is it's all in your control. So I'm just here to guide you and support you through whatever endeavors that you want to help for in your community, whether it's your peers, whether it's Carson City as a whole, whether it's your school. There's plenty of topics and things that you guys can advocate for, and you guys are the voice of the next generation. And so I'm here to help you and support you and help your ideas take off. So what do we actually do? So a lot of it is volunteering, and I know that that can sound kind of boring, but there are plenty of fun things that we do that are volunteer based. So the prescription drug roundup, I know that Cruz is going to talk a little bit about that, but basically that is a biannual thing. So every April and every October, except for this April, we stand out in front of the grocery stores Smith's, Save Marts, and Food Max, and we take back all the prescription drugs that the community members might have and needles, and we safely dispose of that so that they're not in our water system, that the needles are not on the streets, that they're not getting in the hands of youth or other people who might be able to abuse those drugs. I bring donuts and coffee, and we have a fun time, and it's a great way to volunteer and to also learn about the harmful effects of opioids and drugs in our community. National Night Out, this happens every year in August. It's a national thing, so it's super fun. It's at Mills Park. There's so many different agencies. I cannot even count them all, but there's Ron Wood, there is Partnership Carson City, there is Carson City Sheriff's Office, there is the FBI, there is school resource officers. There are just a ton of different agencies, and it's supposed to be a way to connect law enforcement and community members all together in a night of unity. And so that's a fun way to volunteer, to get out on a hot August night and just hang out in the park and really advocate for your community about what you do in your community and what you do as a youth, and to show all the people in the community the difference that you're making. The Stewart's Father's Day Color Fun Run, that's always a great one. That falls usually in June on Father's Day. Unfortunately, it won't happen this year, but it's usually a yearly thing. All the funds go back to the Stewart Colony for prevention programs, and we get to stand out there and throw dye on people as they run by. And then Denim Day, that also happens in April too. So Denim Day is a international holiday that focuses on sexual assault awareness, and that we will do a bunch of different advocacy things with that, with advocates to end domestic violence. There's painting denim. There's a whole bunch of different things that we can do with that. For school events and National Prevention Months, so we'll do things like the homecoming bonfire. So we'll set up a booth with different activities and games, and again, to promote our program, teach other students about the dangers of substance use, drinking and driving, just different things about that. There's Suicide Awareness Month, where we also have the Suicide Awareness Walk, which is a 5K walk. We had a lot of students this last year volunteer with that, and we had a really fun time. And then there's Red Ribbon Week, which lands in October, and that one is a National Prevention Week for drug abuse prevention. So there's always different fun activities that we can do to spice up the volunteering and all of that to make it fun. And then something else that we do free youth nights. So we like to once a month, we would like to do them more, but we'll have free movie nights like game nights. We'll have movie nights. We'll go on group hikes. We can do free yoga and mindfulness nights. So that's just a way for us to kind of reward ourselves for all the hard work that we've been doing in the schools and in the community, and also have a way that we can team build together to just make sure that like our program is running the best that we can, that we're all in it together. And then we can also collaborate with other groups as well too, because we know that the more brains you get together, the better ideas you have. So these are just a couple pictures to give you a couple ideas of what we do. So on the very left, we see this was one of our youth from a few years ago, Nick. He was helping with the prescription drug roundup. In the middle, I could be wrong. I want to say that looks like Diana, but I could be very wrong. It could be Scarlett. I don't know. But this was Kick Butts Day, and basically we went to WNC and we picked up a bunch of cigarette butts to help just clean up the atmosphere. On the very right, that is Denim Day. So we were just painting denim, and then we would hang them up around the community. And then the very bottom is a picture of the governor's mansion, which is a really cool thing that you guys can also volunteer at as well too. There's a gala every year to support NAMI, which is the National Alliance on Mental Illness. And so along with HOSA and other organizations at Carson High School, you guys have the opportunity to attend as waiters and waitresses and have a good time, get free pizza for dinner, and then go to the governor's mansion, which has always been a fun time in the past. Something else that we're really blessed to have had in last year, and unfortunately not this year, but we're hoping for next year, is our statewide youth camp. So through the Attorney General Volkswagen Settlement Grant, the Nevada Statewide Youth Camp is possible. So this was a grant that we were granted for 2 years. This grant wanted to focus on youth prevention, specifically opioids. So what we got to do with this amazing money was split it over 2 years to create a youth camp for all of the youth in Nevada. A 100% free summer camp. It was primarily focused on prevention, but of course we had motivational speakers that we flew out from all across the country. Last year we had Olympic snowboarder David Weiss. We had people from Youth to Youth International. We had a psychologist that was a comedian that was great. And so these are just a couple pictures. The first one, we were painting a karma box. And if you guys haven't heard about the Karma Box project, or if you guys didn't turn into Grant's presentation at the very beginning of this spring, the Karma Box project is a great initiative that helps the homeless and in turn gives you good karma. So there's a karma box I know at the AM PM and Arco on 50, Highway 50. And basically what you do is you fill the karma box with stuff that people might need. So in the summertime, maybe it's bottled water, or I have a hat, or wintertime, maybe it's gloves or a blanket. You just stock it with anything that you think that people might need. People can take as much or as little as they want, and then people just replenish it. So we painted our own karma box there. And then at the very bottom, that is all the attendees that we had. So it was a really great time. I'm very, very, very sad that we could not host it this year, but I am hopeful that we can host it next year. It is a great time, and I hope that you guys all get to attend in the future, because you will definitely not regret it. Something else that we do, oh no, I'm going back. So CADCA and different youth conferences. So in addition to the statewide summer camp, there's plenty of opportunities to attend youth conferences around the nation. What I want to say about this is these conferences are aimed at youth prevention and leadership abilities to be able to take this information back to your peers and your community to inspire and advocate change. So it's not just a free trip that we send you on and you get to go, but you get to go with yours truly, and we get to go together and we get to learn about all these different things in prevention and how to be a better leader and what that looks like, and how to advocate for yourself and your peers and your community. Because I'll say it again, and Hannah will say it again, and Station, Diana, and Cruz, is you're the next voice. And so to be able to send you guys to all these different conferences to show you and to really really amp up your skills to be able to take that back to your community is something that is really beneficial to yourself, to your peers, to your community. So that's just another thing that by joining a youth program, that is an opportunity that you would have the chance to receive. So again, what can you gain from this? So from joining the youth programs, you can become an impactful voice for youth in your community. You can have a sense of belonging in a school setting, in your community, and also in a group of peers. There are scholarship opportunities for seniors who decide to go on to college. We can help you with your senior project if you want to do anything in prevention. We helped 2 seniors. We actually helped Cruz with his senior project this year, and we helped another senior. We helped, I think, 4 different seniors this year with their senior project. We'll help you with resume building. If you want to get a job, we can help you with that. We can help you with career networking. Like Hannah and Stacia said, we work with many different agencies in the community. So if you're interested in behavioral health or anything like that, we can help you with those connections as well. And then it's a support system to help you become the best possible you that you can be. So how can you get involved? So there's 3 different ways. You can contact your school advisor. So depending what school you go to, if you're at Eagle Valley, Miss McMillan would be your school advisor. She teaches 8th grade English. If you go to Carson Middle School, it would be Miss Tori Smith. She is a school social worker. And if you go to Carson High School, that would be Miss Bean. So she is on the Zoom call. She is our 9th grade health teacher. You can contact myself. I put my contact information below. I have my email and then also my phone number. And I can put it in the chat box as well too if you guys want that information. Or you can check out one of our Instagram accounts. We don't have one for Carson Middle School yet. I know there's one out there, but I don't know the name of it yet. It actually is run by Tori Smith. And I know she also has a Snapchat for it as well. So I can check those out. But for Carson High School, we have Carson Represent. It's all one word. And the EVMS page is EVMS_SOAR. So what to look forward to this summer and beyond regarding youth programs. So PCC will be hosting monthly youth activities that will correlate with the phases of opening. So right now we're going into phase 2, and we know what that looks like, but we also don't know what that looks like. So we want to have monthly youth engagement activities, like I was saying, that we could do youth movie nights or whatever. Once we figure out exactly how to implement those to the safest extent possible, we will be posting those on the PCC calendar on our webpage. I will post them on the Instagram accounts, or you can also email me or call me for more information on those. But right now, that is our goal, and that's what we would like to do. So just keep checking back to see when exactly those will be and what those will look like. Youth meetings will pick back up in the fall, but don't miss out on these free opportunities for activities this summer to hang out with your friends and peers just like you. So does anyone have any questions? I saw the chat box was going crazy. Oh, okay, perfect.
Chat box was me. I put all of the contact information in there. All of our emails are in there for you guys. We invite you to reach out to us.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go next. Unfortunately, I'm not as fancy as my coworkers, and I didn't present a PowerPoint or anything, so I'm just gonna go ahead and freely talk. Like Ms. Bean said, my name is Diana, and I'm the Hispanic Outreach Coordinator. So my biggest thing with my job is I focus more on our Latin population, for the sense that I speak Spanish. Fortunately, I do speak Spanish. So with that being said, we have a mom's program, and you don't have to be a mom to be a part of our program, but it is learning English as a second language. So the majority of our mothers are Hispanic. So it is really nice to have me there, just in case our teachers don't know how to say something maybe in Spanish to translate it back to English. So it definitely is something really positive to have there. With our moms, sometimes we've asked why haven't they learned English before, or what prevents them from moving forward with the goal. And they said because they have younger children. So we heard the concern there. And so with our mom's program, we also have a kindergarten program, or a preschool program. So these, if you guys have like younger brothers or siblings, cousins, anything, they also are learning their ABCs, their numbers, to color within the lines, and all that other fun stuff. And it truly is super fun to go and just hang out with those kids. Like Sam said, I normally am more in the elementary school. I prefer younger kids, although I do love our middle school and high school kids. So I'm in the schools with Sam as well. Another thing I do is naloxone trainings. So naloxone is the reversal for an overdose. So we will have those going on throughout the summer. We actually have one tomorrow. So if you go ahead and check our PCC website on our calendar, it'll pop up with the Zoom link. And I believe that starts at 11 o'clock. So super fun, super cool. And then once you do complete your naloxone training, then we go ahead and send out a little pouch with your naloxone in there. So you are definitely getting that as well. Like Hannah said, we also have like the committee agencies. So I am in charge of the CAN meetings, and with the CAN meetings, again, that one is super fun. Everyone from every possible sector, from religion, from government agencies to sheriff's department, etc., is a part of those meetings. You don't have to even be a part of an agency. Sometimes we have parents, we have just people who want to come, and that's definitely super awesome to do as well. This coming June, I believe in 2 weeks, we have one, and we are presenting our opioid documentary, and that was shot here at the prison, and I believe the prison down in Las Vegas too. So we also did that. But like Samantha said, we like to keep our youth engaged. So some really cool, fun things for June is Family and Fitness Day. So what we are planning to do for that is, if you snap a picture of yourself doing something, anything related to fitness, or if you want to take a family picture of you guys on a hike or something like that, and you want to send it back to us, we are going to post that, and then the best picture will get a prize. And then we are also doing Men's Health Week, and so for that one's going to be super cool. You can do anything from making a TikTok video with your dad. You can try to balance a soccer ball on your foot for as long as you can, and record that and send that back to us as well. And we'll go ahead and post that for Men's Week, Men's Health Week. We will also go ahead and talk about the importance of health for men, regarding men, though we feel it's overlooked. Yeah, Cruz, you can take that over.
Hey, Diana, when you say send us a picture for Family and Fitness Day or for Men's Health Week, how on Instagram or on your website, or how do you want those sent?
Oh yeah, so if you send them over in our Instagram pages.
Okay, thank you.
No, okay. There it goes. All right, everyone. Okay, so like they said, my name is Cruz. I'm the Community Prevention Coordinator, and my main focus has been these deterra bags, and basically, also educating the community on drug abuse and opioid addiction. So I've mainly been focusing on this product called deterra, which is a drug deactivation system. So as Hannah and Samantha and everyone said before, PCC is a nonprofit coalition that serves Carson City, and basically what we do is provide information to the community on drug abuse and opioid addiction, things like that. And we also just do a lot of what is it called, community events. So one of the main ones we do is the Drug Take Back Day, which we'll talk about later. So basically, what is deterra? So deterra is a drug deactivation system, and basically what it is if you have any unused or expired medications at home, this is the best way to dispose of your medications. So where can you get deterra? So you can buy deterra online. It is pretty expensive, but you can get it from us for free. So I've been delivering it around Carson City to local hospices, medical groups, and like the sheriff's office. So if you go to any one of those places, you could just ask for it. I've been able to drop multiple deterra bags off to all of these places, and I'll soon get to more. So you would ask, why is deterra important? So deterra has been scientifically proven to be the best way to dispose of prescription medications. Most people think using coffee grounds or kitty litter will basically, like deteriorate of the whole medication. But if you have an addict, a pet, or an infant in your home, the addict can still get use from the drug that's in the kitty litter or coffee grounds, and they could still use it again. And if it is tried to like be smashed up in kitty litter or the coffee grounds, an animal or an infant can still inhale the chemicals from the drug. So, what are prescription pills and over-the-counter drugs? Prescription drugs are pharmaceutical drugs prescribed by a doctor. So some examples of that would be oxycodone, hydrocodone, Percocet, or Xanax, and also NyQuil, Robitussin, and Tylenol. And over-the-counter drugs you can purchase without a prescription from a doctor. However, they have directions on the back to ensure that they are not misused. So why are these a big deal? Annually, approximately 18 million people have misused pills at least once in the past year. In Nevada in 2017, 400 prescription opioid deaths occurred in Nevada. And in 2017, 73 opioid prescriptions for every 100 people were written. The NIH, let me see what happened. The NIH stands for National Institute of Health. And these are the steps on how to use Deterra. I don't have any on me right now, but basically what you would do is you would obviously just have your medication. Like I said, it can be expired or it could just be unused. You would just tear open the pouch, place the medication inside, fill it with some warm water, wait a cup like 30 seconds, and then close it up, and it should start foaming. And basically what it'll do is turn whatever is inside into like a substance which you could just throw away. Let me see. What can you put inside the Deterra bags? Deterra disposes of both prescription medications and illicit drugs such as heroin, meth, and cocaine. And each bag can dispose up to 45 pills, 6 ounces of liquid, or 6 patches. So if anyone has any questions, let me know. You guys can ask me right now or put it in the chat box. I can deliver up to 150 bags. All you guys would have to do is email me or call me at this number and let me know. It is, like I said before, it is an easy way to use, easy product to use to dispose of medications. So, and it's the best way to dispose of them.
Chris, I'm so glad you said that, because I was going to ask, because we didn't have the prescription drug roundup in April. What do we do with prescriptions? But you just answered my question. doTERRA bags or doTERRA bags.
I also have to tell everyone, we also are having an upcoming event, which is instead this year, because we can't do the drug take back day, what I will be doing is on the 13th, I will be at Partnership Carson City from 8 to 10 in the morning and from 3 to 6 in the afternoon. And basically what I'll be doing is I'll have doTERRA bags there with a rack card for everyone to pick up. You could also bring pills, liquids, and everything, but we won't be taking sharps that day. But feel free, everyone can drop by and pick up some doTERRA bags that they could take home. And on the, I put the date on. Let me see. On the 16th, I'll be doing basically a video Zoom call, which people can come in and watch, and I will show everyone how to use doTERRA then and there. So if they're not sure, or if the rack card doesn't really do it for them, I'll just show everyone and get some more information on.
Is that June 13th and June 16th? Okay.
Yes.
Good to know, Cruz.
Today I'll be in front of PCC from the times, like I said, from 8 to 10 and from 3 to 6.
And I just want to tell everybody on here how proud I am, and I typed it in the chat box, but Diana and Cruz, both amazing, both have done so many awesome things for our community and work with Partnership Carson City now, but both were at Carson High School and very involved in the youth program there, which was at that time called One Up. Now it's Represent, but they've done amazing things. So I'm so proud of both of you guys, and you're so mature and doing such great things for our community. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh,
And
thanks, Miss Bean.
just to let everyone know, to touch off on what Sam was saying about Represent and the high school group, I've been in it since my freshman year, so if anyone is interested, it's a really great opportunity. And I also went to CADCA, which was a really cool event. That whole event was like a really good experience, something that I'll never forget. It was really cool going to a whole nother state and then being able to stay at a nice hotel and going to these like trainings, which I basically learned a lot on different things to bring back to PCC. So yeah, when you join the group, you know, there's a lot of cool community events that you could take part in and do. And plus you get to experience CADCA and just meet more people. When I joined my freshman year, it was a really cool experience, and I've been in it since. And now that I'm graduating, yeah, it's overall been really cool just being a part of it. So.
And I want to say I am the high school advisor, but Samantha does such a great job and she's so much fun. So kudos to Samantha because she brings it all and she's just awesome. And anything that the youth want to do, she's like, oh, cool, let's do it. And she's just so positive with the kids. So Samantha is your girl.
Oh, thanks.
So does anybody have
sorry.
questions or comments or want to say?
I have one more comment, Miss Bean.
Okay.
Like Cruz said, Cruz has been in Represent since he was a freshman, and I have been when I was in high school. I was in what we used to call it was Yield, but I've been in it since I was about 10 years old. So I've been really a part of PCC like practically a good majority of my life, a good decade. I'll put that out there. And so, like they said, it really does come off with payoff. So I did, back then it was called Yield, but it's now SOAR. So I did it all through middle school. I did it all through high school. And then I ended up getting a job with PCC. And it's truly been one of like the best experiences I think I've ever had. And only being like 20 years old, I have more experience than probably some people out there. Again, for the same reason that we work in so many sectors, that we have our hands in almost every possible thing, that it's like you get a taste of everything, truly. So definitely super cool payoff to be a part of Represent. And let's be real, Sam always gives us snacks, so that's also a plus.
If you guys want pizza or chips or like grapes or oranges, just let me know. And I always bring snacks, so.
Got it. Sam's got it.
Randy Padilla, are we gonna get our pizzas? Yeah, at some point, Randy, Sam will bring you pizza. I just want to tell all of you youth, just like Diana, I grew up in prevention, and prevention is for everyone. It's for the kid that's experimented. It's for the kid that fell off the wagon. It's for the kid that's never touched anything. It's everything that you need it to be and more. And the most important part of prevention is that it is your voice. And I think right now you probably have all watched the news at some point, and you have seen what our world is going through. And, you know, when I was a teenager, when I was in middle school, I went through 9/11. And now I'm watching you guys and my children go through a new civil rights movement, and you're going through COVID-19, and you're going through so many different changes and so many hurdles that you would never have anticipated in this very strong and capable country. And it is only going to stay strong and capable with your voices. And we're only going to be able to survive because of kids like you. I know it sounds so cliche to always say that you guys are the future, but you truly are. And there is no better time than the present to speak up for what you believe in, to speak up for what is just, and to speak up for what is going to keep you, your friends, and your family alive and safe. I just want you to know that if you need someone to help you have that voice, we are here, and we are honored to help you have a voice that is inclusive in our community and that helps keep our community safe, happy, helpful, and most of all at peace. So reach out to us whenever you want, because we're here. It's that easy.
And I just want to say Partnership Carson City and their resources may not just be for you. It could be for a neighbor or a friend or cousin or sister or somebody in need, but you can see the span of all their services, or if they don't offer that service personally, they know somebody who does because of all of their partners and their coalition they belong to. So I think the #1 resource, if you remember anything from this year in health, Partnership Carson City is your go-to for anything. They're amazing. And as you can see tonight, how professional each one of these people are. If there's any questions, please unmute yourself and ask them or type them in the chat box. But I would personally like to thank Hannah and Samantha and Stacia and Cruz and Diana. You guys have been wonderful. And always been awesome partners. Whenever I need anything with health or presentation or resource, you're always my go-to. So I want to thank you for that. And I also want to thank you for tonight's presentation. Very valuable information. And like I said, once I get that PowerPoint, I'll post that in my Google Classroom for you as a resource as well. And I'd also like to thank the Department of Public Behavioral Health, Substance Abuse Primary Prevention.
Have a good night, everyone.
Thanks, Erin. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for coming, everyone.